Brunswick, boneless butterflied sardines in mustard sauce and dill. I got that right. Mustard and dill sauce. All right, so it's a mixture of mustard and dill sauce. If that fails, I have a couple other things here to try. Got my own 2 different kinds of mustard to add to it. We have lemon juice there, which has nothing to do with the original recipe, but I thought I'd throw that in as well. And lemon pepper seasoning. So we're going to give this a real whirl. Try it again. So we're going to give this a whirl and see how it turns out. Right back at you in a moment. So here we are with the basic package. Brunswick, well-known brand. You can get these at Walmart or just about anywhere. So price-wise, they are very reasonable, but they seem to be a really high-quality and very popular brand. Here's a good, take a snapshot right there so you know exactly what's on the label if you need to see that. We'll flip it around on the back so you can see all of that if you'd like. Maybe I won't cover that all up. Hey, let me look over the top. Just to remember I'm here. All right. Now, if you don't want to listen to the boring details, take the slide bar and move that over. And when you do that, or maybe it's got to go this way, hit that subscribe button if you would. That would really help me out. Also, like this video so I know if these things are being liked. So let's look on the package for the details. Boneless butterflied. So it means it's going to be, obviously, filleted open, the bones removed, and flipped. They should be flipped open like this. Whether they are, I'm not sure. I'll see that or not. Easy opening, pull ring, obviously. So the boring details here are ingredients: herring, spring water, seasoning, which would be mustard and all that kind of stuff, trichlorophosphate, anti-caking agent. Okay, interesting. So is that going to not cake the sauce, or is that going to keep the fillets from sticking together? Because often I find when they're filleted and the skin or bones are removed, they stick together in a clump. We'll see if I can remember that. Soybean oil, not a fan. Acetic acid, that's vinegar. Contains herring and soy. Okay, anything else on here? Trace my catch. You can go to trace my catch, but it doesn't give any indication of actually where or any number for me to give. Perhaps that number right there by the date is what we have to track. Maybe some of you folks can get out there and educate me on that. I've done it a little bit before, but I'm not a regular at trying that. All right, let's try to open this up without wrecking the label too much. It kind of sounds like rain falling off my youth straw. Rattling the paper, that is. All right, one thing I don't like about Brunswick is they got the cheap plastic wrapper. I know it's not ergonomic. It's ecologically probably better than putting it in a wood crate or cardboard sleeve or box or something like that. I'm not a fan of plastic. I never have been. Plastic to me just makes everything cheap. But I understand Brunswick. Best thing you can do, I guess. Set that aside. This can has got wrinkles in the top. Nothing to be aware of, but of course, me being the fanatic of quality and liking things to be solid when you work with them, I don't hear that solidness. So it tells me that there's probably air bubbles in that can. Again, probably doesn't mean anything. Let's see how she opens. There was a pre-snap click there, which only meant that this thing was sealed down to the bottom, and now we've broken that loose. But as you can see, nothing has snapped yet. Hard to explain why I get such joy of opening a simple can like this. sometimes it is said it's the simple things in life that are the most pleasing. Get my leverage here. I don't think, how can you see that? Can you see that in the can? Yes, okay. Really nice and smooth. The top doesn't kink or bend. But always be careful on the last little bit so that thing goes ting and also sends unwanted droplets across the room. Aha. Pro tip, never lick the lid. They don't put that warning on there like they do ladders. So I feel responsible to let everybody know. Do not lick lid. Aesthetically pleasing. It's not the kind of mustard that I like to see. I like to see really thick yellow sauce. However, there's something about this that's unique. Perhaps it's because the dill has been added and I don't expect it to be a real thick mustardy sauce. I'm expecting to see something unique, which I have. I think aesthetically, it's a thumbs up. Another thing I notice here is they actually are butterflied. You can see that this is a full fish that has been laid open. It's not a back and a front. It is just either a back or a front there. Well, first of all, take a look. A little bit difficult to lift these out. It would be easier if I wasn't doing a video and I could just pour this out onto a plate. Ah, I broke one. Nah. Let's try this a little bit more careful. Yeah, I don't know what the anti-caking does because they're still stuck together pretty tight, and it looks like it comes out broken like this. You can't expect perfection from a can, I guess. So we'll do what we can. Yep, you can see the skin side below, so they're back to back. Insides out. Smells like mustard, and I can smell the dill. Traditional substrate. I guess those broken pieces fit on a cracker better anyway. Definitely good. Definitely different. You know, certainly taste the dill in there. Not something I had thought of before. We'll try it on the neutral substrate. Pork rinds. Yep, definitely can taste the dill even more on that. So while we're on a roll with the dill, let me try this. really turns into herring crumbles rather than herring fillets. But again, I don't blame the company. I don't think there's much you can do about that. Since there's dill mixed in here, let's try a dill pickle along with this herring on the cracker to see if that steps it up a notch. And you're getting your vegetables along with it. Got to try that. That's a winner. Definitely. I'm bound and determined, wherever that statement came from. I have no idea. I should look that up. But I'm bound and determined. Oh, I know. I'm bound. Oh, I'm outbound. I'm headed somewhere and determined to get there. That's what it means. I'm bound and determined to get these out of here so I can take that bottom layer and try to get that out all in one whole section. I like how the fork sits there and does a wheelie. Let me give this a shot. Never done this before. Lemon pepper. The really cheap stuff. Always got to shake it up because the cheap stuff tends to cake. Not much comes out when you still got the seal on it. Another assurance of a lack of quality is when you got to peel the seal off in little fragments. Try it again. Here we go. Now I'll test that so I don't have a huge douse on there. All right, this is interesting. What's in lemon pepper? Salt, citric acid, sugar, garlic, onion, black pepper, chemical, lemon oil, coloring. All right. That adds a little bit more attractant there. I think that's pretty cool. We are discovering some things here today. Because mustard's already a bit sour. The lemon pepper, wow. The lemon pepper really enhances it, sets it off to another 2 or 3 levels. As you can see, my excitement level has risen here. I'm going to try that again. Even just plain, that's a knockout. Well, Chestnut Hill lemon pepper seasoning, I apologize for insulting your quality. This stuff is really, really good. Get some of this to try to use on your own sardines. Wow. Nice. All right, let's see if we can get back to lifting one of these out without breaking it. Or at least something reasonable. Getting back to the sauce, though, the mustard part of the sauce is not, oh, there's two of them here. Or is that the skin from the other one? It's hard to say. Anyhow, let's show that we can lift one of them out anyways. A little bit more full-bodied there. So you can see the sauce. This is not typically the kind of mustard sauce I like. But even though this is watery, it has a fantastic flavor. So Brunswick, I think you have done it really well. Now I'm going to cut back down to a half of that, just so I can get my experimentation in here. I tend to prefer these fried pork rinds. Sounds awful. Like it's all grease and fat, but these things are so thin and fluffy. The calories are not there. Yeah, the cholesterol's there, but you have to eat a large quantity of these things to really make a big, bad difference in your diet. Eating the few like I do here should not be a problem. And I don't have a cholesterol or a high cholesterol problem either. Let's douse this with some spicy mustard. You can really smell it. That neither enhances or detracts from it, but it adds a creaminess to it. If you like things that are creamy, in fact, if I later on wanted to doctor up this sauce, I'd squirt in a couple good splashes of that spicy mustard, mix it up, and we'd probably get right up to the consistency that I like. But I'm sure there are many of you who prefer the watery kind rather than the thick kind. Let me give it a try with the unbranded mustard, which, by the way, has the exact same ingredients as the really expensive mustard. I can't find any reason to switch one or the other than I do like the bottles that some of the fancier mustards come in. And also got to give it a good glop like this so you don't squirt out all the watery stuff onto your plate. Okay, we are missing a fish. All right, here we go with the mustard. Smells like mustard. Looks like mustard. Tastes like mustard. Good thing we didn't step in it. I would say regular mustard is not the ticket. It really overpowered it with just mustard. So let's try spicy mustard, because that may tend to be a little bit less harsh on the mustard end, a little bit more variety packed with flavor. Why is it the ingredients for this spicy mustard is the exact same ingredients as for the regular mustard? Vinegar, water, mustard seed, salt, turmeric. There's a difference. This one's got paprika in it. Why would that make a difference? Paprika is kind of a neutral, low-end, earthy tone to it. You'd think this one, with all the ground-up grits and stuff in it, would have the added ingredients, but perhaps it's because they're leaving the mustard shells in here, and they're filtering them out here. Not a mustard professional. Just my take. All right. We're going to try this big whopping substrate for the grand finale here, where we are going to add a few extra ingredients. Leave that one in the can. I'm going to put a couple of pickles on there to enhance the dill. It's already in the mixture. Then the coup de grace. And I should have my daily dose of salt all in one bite here. But before I go, I'm just going to say this. Brunswick boneless butterflied sardines in mustard and dill sauce. They really hit it big on this one. I highly recommend it. And now, the grand finale. Wow, that's a big chunk. I might take 2 bites. And mustard sauce. Wow. That there was an experience. That there was an experience. Highly recommend it. Brunswick boneless butterfly fillets with mustard and dill sauce. Definitely a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. One left. Let's douse this one. With extra sauce right from the can. Just to make sure we give the chef at Brunswick the full benefit of the doubt. Wow. Good. That was good.